So today's agenda is like this. First, we are going to discuss about how to ask questions. Like example, as you know, the format of this training session, there is no like a live interactions are happening in terms of you can speak in the sessions because the audience number is too high. So you cannot speak a question, you cannot ask a questions directly, but you have a chance to directly lively chat with our experts who are sitting as a moderator. So feel free to ask your questions. There may be a little delay in the answering the questions, but yes, we are documenting all the questions, and soon we are going to release the FAQs document for you with the necessary appropriate link for you, which can be very helpful material for you to learn, right? So feel free to ask any kind of question you wanted. Experts are there; they will be able to answer it to you. So first, I wanted to explain once again that how to ask your question, where you can go and ask your question. Post that, we will do a quick recap because yesterday there was a situation where many of the attendees have joined into the separate sessions and they had a little confusion that we have avoided today. And what kind of quick recap? We wanted to do a quick recap what we have done yesterday. And one more thing I want to update it here is the teachers who has missed out the session yesterday due to some technical reasons. For them, we have already started sending the mails. Yesterday night itself, the mails has been sent to you on your mailbox with the link to join. So the videos will be available on the yesterday link. You can click on the link and you can watch the complete 1.5 hour complete program, right? So that will give you a lot of insight. But today I'll just give you a quick brush up about what we have done yesterday. The quick recap will happen. We will also discuss on some of the FAQs document which you have posted with us, and our backend team is already preparing. The Microsoft backend team is already preparing for FAQ documents for you, because the questions are coming from the different educators, and they're all questions we have segregating in the format of what kind of questions are technical questions, what kind of questions are like expert opinion questions, such kind of things we are doing in the background. And soon after the sessions are getting over, all the 5 days, we will release a proper FAQ documents, especially for this batch, and that will be very relevant for all of you. So that is the one thing we are going to discuss. We will discuss about what are different toolkits we are going to do for different levels today. And yesterday we have ended the topic with the 5 elements of hybrid learning. So today we are going to talk about 2 major elements. That's how to set up or how to take care of learning environment and how to take care of the class community. These 2 is the major topics which we are going to discuss today. And today we are going to use some of the toolkits from our toolbox. We will use the teams, we will use the announcements, we will use the tabs, we use the channels. So many names will not be familiar with you, like Reflect, Flipgrid, Sway, Forms, Streams. Many will not be familiar to you, but yes, today after the sessions, you will be familiar about these tools, and definitely you will like to practice on these tools so that your students can learn, right? So today topic, I'll just try to make it more simpler as possible. Only thing is you can just have a focus on it and don't worry about the recording. Whatever doubts you are getting during the session time, you can ask us, but whatever doubts you will be having it, that you can also watch the recording, and we will also try to get in touch with you to solve your queries. Okay, starting with the quick recap, what we have done yesterday. So yesterday we have seen what is the online learning models, what is education 3.0. Okay, we have talked about the Gurukul system, then 4 wall of the classroom, and we have understood about why hybrid learning is important. We have also discussed about we have selected a LMS platform for our complete project of this 5 days. That's we have chosen as a Microsoft Teams, because in the Teams it has got a lot of capability into it, and we are able to do a lot of right securities, right meeting. Right now also you can see that more than 20,000 people are attending, and without a glitch you are able to watch the session, right? So it has got some kind of good capability. Because of that reason we have chosen this platform, and it has got securities features, it has got good LMS integration feature. So that you will also understand with that, but we will use this as a feature to share you the announcement, to share you the resource material, to share the updates and such things. We have also discussed about how to log into the Office 365 to access the softwares. The software's image you can see on the top bottom right hand side. These all online software. Yesterday many teachers has given the feedback and they have mentioned about these softwares is very important for them. They are earlier using Excel, Word, PowerPoint in their computer, but now when the softwares are made them available online, it is completely helpful for them. Okay, so that is one of the good thing. We have also seen the Kaizala, the interactivity in the Kaizala. People are asking questions, and we are trying to help you out with the help of FAQs in today's session. And we have seen the people are engaging in the Kaizala. Kaizala is the easiest and simplest way to reach you out, right? Then we have discussed about the Padlet application. For the better hybrid learning application, we have discussed about Padlet, and we have understood some of the use cases wherein all we can use the Padlet. So I request everybody to go and watch the recording of day one if you have any doubts on these topics. Day one recording, we will also post into this announcement, like the team has got an announcement feature today, and there also we'll post, we have already posted on Kaizala, so people can actually go and watch it. So today and yesterday's recording, we'll definitely go and post it. Apart from that, we are very happy to work on your challenges, because yesterday we have given you the assessment page, and you all have filled up the page and you have mentioned about what are the current challenges you are facing. We have gone through every challenge are very genuine, and we are trying to figure out the solution, and we are trying to create a forums where these kind of challenges can be sorted out. Okay, and many challenges can be sorted when you understand this 5 days of session, because your answers are hidden in this 5 day session. Okay, suggestions, yes, we have taken up the suggestions. Many teachers has given their own suggestions, the way they wanted the sessions to go, what kind of speeds they wanted, and they have also mentioned that some of the educators are already aware about some of the tools, and we are trying to also we have included some of the new feature sets today in the session, so that can be very helpful for you, which is you have not used in the school till now, so that will be helpful for you. Then feedbacks was extremely good. I just enjoyed by seeing the feedbacks. Everybody has given the very positive feedbacks about the sessions, and they were learning about it, and they are with me in this kind of transition. And yes, so let us just wanted to show you, this is the kind of questions which we are getting it, and our team members are creating this FAQs document right now. It is in progress right now. Okay, so whatever the questions you were asking, example, how to do the proctoring examinations in online mode, so answers are also been given. This can be done by the test portal apps and apps integrated teams and YouTube video links, and such kind of things are happening here, right? So let us maintain this kind of documents, and we will be definitely sharing in document. After document also, if you have got doubts or something like that, we are there to help you out. So the document is in progress. Keep posting the question, and we will be sharing you the answers one by one in the Kaizala portal. Okay. Okay. Now, question is like how you can participate in the live meeting. Okay. So this answer, I'll just try to provide you here, that how you can participate in the live meeting. There's a Q&A box is there on the screen, right? So what you should do is you can actually go to the Q&A box, and you have the option of asking question, right? When you have joined this live event. So whenever you click on this live event link, it is giving you the options of, okay, watch on the web instead. And after that, you can go to the event in the browser, in the mobile app, you're watching the event. And yes, once you watch the event, you have Q&A box on the top. That using that, you can actually go ahead and see this video. So let me just do one alternative things to show you the process. Just give me a second. Anyways, that part is not been copied. Fine. Number 2 part where you have to go and participate in the team is the team we are choosing as, because it's a LMS system, right? That's learning management system, because all the learning needs can be made available here into a platform, because we have understood about one thing. Whenever the hybrid classroom setups we have to do, we require a setup in such a way that my classroom student who is physically present and the present student who is there in the home, they both can get a equal resources, and they both can be also treated equally whenever the sessions are requested. Okay, so this is very important topic. So we have used the platform which has got the LMS capability where the learnings can happen by its own. So we have choose the Teams as a LMS capability, where we have added you into the hybrid learning education 3.0 team. If you go to the Teams website, you can see the announcement which has been getting posted every day. And today's announcement also, it was posted there, example hybrid learning day 2 session, and the joining link was also given. It has got some activity area, it has got something like getting social area, where you have seen that lot of educators from different part of the countries are engaging together and they're writing it. They are the educator from this particular school and this particular state. This is the good integrations, because the culture is diverse, and the one school can actually interact with the other schools in terms of the subjects and a lot of things they can do it, their doubts clearance. And this tough time, this is the good support for the educator and good platform for the educator. Buddy learnings can happen, and doubt option is also given there. Ask your doubt, where you can also ask 24/7. The doubts can be posted, and these doubts can be also answered, if not by the technical team, by the teachers directly. There is a resource tab is been also been updated there. We have creating this kind of things because this is the place where we are updating the updates. So this is all customized things in the Teams. Today you will also learn about how to create such things. So make hybrid learning seamless with your LMS and Microsoft tools. The most important part of digital learning ecosystem is a core learning platform or learning management system. So whenever you are thinking about implementing digital learning ecosystem, you have to have a good, relevant platform which have everything into it. You don't have to go for any other things outside it, right? So that is the one thing. And third part, which many educators wanted to know about, the Kaizala app, right? So just wanted to show you that from the beginning scratch quickly, that how you can, because this is the one time, last time I'm showing you about the Kaizala, how you can participate. So just see this small video and you will understand. So in my mobile phone, I'm just going and going to my app store, or if Android users are there, they can go to the Play Store. And once they go to this App Store and Play Store, what they can simply do, they can go to the search bar and type it there, Kaizala. Right? Just the Kaizala part, if you type it, you will automatically get the Kaizala application, which you can actually go and click on download. So what will happen with this, the Kaizala gets downloaded. So I just move this short video which has been there. Okay, let me come back to the, once it is downloaded. Yeah, once it is downloaded, it will open like this, and it will ask you to enter your name and your country and your phone number, right, without the country code. The moment you provide your initials and the country number, country code, and the phone number is important, because phone number you can provide it, that is already registered with us. So if you provide the registered contact number, the moment you say continue, your profile is getting created in the Kaizala. It will ask you to verify the OTP and all such things. After that, yes, the profile has been done. You can update the profile picture and Kaizala is ready. Once you're ready with the Kaizala, you will see that automatically the groups you are been added, automatically that groups will be listed here. So one by one, right? One by one, you will see that lot of groups which you have been added, that will come here, right? You can also search, there's on the top search bar has been given here. So you can also go and click on the search bar, and you can search for the group which you wanted. For example, I'm looking for the group hybrid learning. So this is the group where the two major announcements has been done, and we can see the reactions. If you see this one, the reactions, the content of the things. Okay. So we have, yesterday also we have posted here like dear patron, we are happy to announce that the commencement of a hybrid learning program on 15th November, the first batch training was started. And if you have missed the session, you can go and click on this link, right? And with this, there is a comment box has been given where you can actually engage there by putting your comments and reactions. This is how the things will happen, right? That's the Kaizala part for you. So download and ready with the Kaizala portion of it. Okay. Now, with lot of toolkits, we are going to choose a specific toolkit for today. And for pre-primary level or primary level, we are going to choose some of the toolkits. For intermediate level, we have again choosing the separate kind of toolkits for our teaching and having a happy or very good interactive hybrid learning environment. We can choose this kind of toolkit. And even for the higher schools, we can again choose a different kind of toolkits for our teaching and learning process. Okay, so these toolkits you'll understand as I explain in the coming topics. So 5 elements which we have discussed, which is very important component of hybrid learning. We'll discuss about 2 components today: how to set up a learning environment and how to set up a class community. Because learning environment is very important. Let us go. Now, what is learning environment? Learning environment is actually your classroom, which I told yesterday also to you. It is your classroom in the school, okay? And in the online learning, when you have to take a decision, I'm just giving a quick example of application which you're using it for the video conferencing purpose. Example, you may be using the application for Zoom applications, you may be using the WhatsApp, you may be using the Teams, you may be using Google's. So you need to think very carefully. If my student is there in my classroom, same time my other students should be a part of the same classroom. Everybody should feel connected together. What kind of feature sets will be relevant for me? Okay, which platform should be suitable for me? That is the important choice here, because you have to see that your students in the classroom feel safe and they feel connected with the peers. That's the main thing. Okay, so that's how you have to create a learning environment and make resource available all the time whenever they want it. Now, if you see in the classroom they have got all the resources available. They have got the blackboard with in front of them. They have got the table, chairs, bench. They have got the water facility. Some schools are also providing the tablets in the classrooms. So the tablets are also available in the classrooms. Computers in the classroom, slowly it's coming in. So you have seen that this is how the things are going in the classrooms. But whatever the resources school is having in the classroom, same kind of resources or things, how it can be made available. So let me just show you something. So to set up this kind of bimodal learning environment, we require 3 major things. We require a hardware, right? Hardware is some document which we are going to detailed description about what kind of hardware, what kind of teacher require the facility, what kind of ranges it will come, okay, which you can always go and take it forward. So with the minimal range to the high end range, we will explain you about what kind of hardware setups you can actually opt for this hybrid learning setups. With a small smartphones to the high end flat panels, how exactly you can use it. Whether teachers requires the collar mic or teachers can have what kind of mic systems they can have it, what kind of tripod they can keep it in the campus. So if they don't have that kind of projectors and all those things. So that kind of topics, yes, hardware topic has been kept first for you. That's for the day 4. So that is one of the important components for setting up the learning environment for hybrid learning. So let us discuss this hardware part on the day 4. Today, let us discuss about the software component of it. Process is important. Okay, without process, you cannot do anything. No matter what kind of hardware you can put in the classroom, what kind of investment you can do in the classrooms, but if you don't have the right process, the entire hybrid learning setups will go for a toss. Okay, so process and pedagogy, these 2 things are very important in this digital education. So process part is the complete process is we are going to discuss on day 5, right? So complete process part we are going to discuss on the day 5 part of it. But today let us discuss about the software requirements. Okay, hardware day 4, process and pedagogy day 5. Remember this. So let us first get ourselves strengthened on the software part of it. So I'm just giving a simple example with this figure, you will understand. See, the kind of environment or the kind of learnings you used to do it in your normal classrooms, same way how you can do it. Example, this figure, table is showing you that in-person interaction, what you used to do with your student. You know the teachers, you know very well that when you go to the classrooms, you have to provide them some kind of notes, some kind of resources for the students to do some kind of things. Example, worksheet you have given them some kind of activity, made them in the group, such kind of things you were doing it. You are also sharing the handouts and resource materials, and also allowing them to collaborate among the students for some kind of project, right? You are giving the project works and all those things. This activity, how you can do in person and how you can do in virtual interaction, and which applications and which tool is helping you to do it. Okay, so today we'll talk about one or two features of Microsoft Teams, that's the channels and files. Okay, channels and files we are going to talk about. So when we come to this channels and files, let us go and show you something. So first I'm showing you from the presentation point of view, then I will show you live also how exactly we can set up such things. So this is the interface of one of my toolkit, Microsoft Teams. I just wanted to show you that if some students is there in the home, the same kind of content or material, both my home students and my school students, how they are getting it. We have to prioritize the asynchronous learning. Remember this. For implementing the hybrid classrooms, we have to prioritize the asynchronous learning always. So in this Teams interface, you have seen that there is something called left-hand side activity and chat. What is the meaning of activity and chat? Any notifications, any activity, any assignments you have given to the students, it will come here in activity. It is like a news feed for you. Chat, whenever a student wants to discuss one-to-one with you, they can use the chat options to discuss with you. They can send a message, they can have a video call, they can have a one-to-one conference, other things they can do it. Teams, they can see that, okay, which all teams they are a part of. As a teachers, you can see that, okay, if you're teaching more than one classes, you can see all the classes there in the Teams. Likewise, the assignments, calendar, the calls, and such options are given here. I will give you some quick start guide which can help you in understanding these buttons. What is the meaning of these buttons? Right hand side, what is been given showing you that there is something called team is created here called fourth grade. Okay, under the fourth grade, there is two channels are created. This is called something called channels. So terminology understanding is important. What is channel? What is tabs? Okay, so channels is something which is below to my team name. Fourth grade is my team name, and below grade fourth we have got generals and meeting, that's the channels for me. And under each channel we have got the option of posting, file upload, class notebook, and various tabs. These are what I call my tabs. You have seen in the school websites. There's a different menus are there on the tops, right? And this is all customized menu. Like few are fixed menu by the team, but you can create multiple tabs based on your classroom requirement, as per your classroom design, as per the learning environment you require. So you require an environment that if my student is there in the classroom, after they go out from my classroom or wherever they are, they can actually click on the general option and everybody can see the announcement what their school teacher is posting. Both students, not the student who is there in the school, not the student who is there in the home, both kind of students can see the announcement what the teacher is posting. They can see that files what the teacher is uploading. They all can see the homework what the teacher is giving them, right? So all such things, all the LMS related documents, some kind of notes, some kind of handouts, everything their teacher is trying to share it here, which is available to both kind of student, face to face and online. Okay, and they both, once the students come out from the school, they have the Teams applications, they have this kind of platform, and they can actually go and see this data, whatever the teacher is trying to push it. And teacher is also having a single place where they are putting the informations, right? That's how the environment has been created, and you can customize. You can create a multiple channels here. Right now, the two channels you can see it, general and meeting. It class teachers can create a channel, something called English, maths, science, okay, all the different subjects. They can create, like you have seen that some channels which I have created. So teachers can create these channels and allow the students to come and see the resources inside these channels. They can come and see the resources like what is there in the English channel. English teachers can post relevant information. Maths teachers can post relevant information. That and all is quite possible when they are putting into this kind of channels. Okay. Now you have seen the structure of the teams, but I will definitely share you after the session is getting over. I will share you this document. I'll just tell you which document I'm going to share you. One quick start document I'm going to share you. Today also I will just post in the Teams. That document is going to help you out a lot in understanding this. So this is the example of channels, right? You can see these channels are created here. By default, general will be there. And apart from that, you can create a channels, public channels, that means which is available for all the students of the classroom. And also you can create a private channels. That means only a specific member can be a part of this particular channel. Other members cannot see what is happening inside that. Example, in your classrooms, you may have few special students, okay? Or you may have the few elective subjects where you wanted only the communication to be sent to only the specific set of students. In that situation, you can create a private channel, and whatever the information a teacher is sending, only it will reach to the specific student, set of student. Other student cannot see that, okay? But if you post in the normal channels, it can be seen to all the students, okay? Because everything comes into same place. Currently, example, some schools are also using WhatsApp. You know the problems what is happening. In a WhatsApp, you may have created a group, okay? There's a group is called grade 4th group, and you are able to see that, okay, there are a lot of communications are being posted there, mixing of all the subjects, and they have to go scroll up and down to see what is being posted there. That kind of problems are happening. Even if you create a separate group in WhatsApp for your classroom, it is very difficult for the head of the school to go and track these things. They cannot go and track it out, okay, which WhatsApp group I should go and what I should do it. But everything is happening into the school-based environment system. That's this kind of LMS system, right? This system is also supporting the tab which is given as an assignment. So normally, right now, the challenge of many educator is the homeworks which they wanted to provide to the students. That homework is when the student is returning the homework, the response has been seen by everybody. Okay, the activity which you wanted to give to the students, the response has been seen by everybody. They can copy paste or something, they can also do it. But in this platform, you have the feature sets of checking the assignments, creating the assignments, and such kind of features are there. That means, okay, there are some kind of assignments, you can go and post it. Okay, there you can also go and see the grades also. So any teacher, how many number of homeworks you wanted to give it, you can always give it. Assignments will go with the due date, instruction, some worksheet material, something like this. It is not like the students need to have an online system to complete a homework. No, not required. Whatever the homework you are giving, it is just for your record purpose. You have given them this homework, and students can do the homework online also. That means they wanted to do in the Word document, or they wanted to do in the Sway document, they can upload it online. Or if you wanted them to write on the paper pen or draw some diagrams, they can write in the paper pen and write a diagram and upload the complete answer sheet in the assignment, so the teachers can review it at a time. They don't have to wait for the students to come and submit the papers in the school for them to review. They can upload it here, and school teachers can go and check it online itself. This assignment process and all those things, we have already under this 5 elements, we have a topic, feedbacks and assessment. there I will explain you in detail how to create assignment and how to do the things. So right now just understand the structure of the environment, learning environment. What are the components are inside it? Okay, you have got all the relevant class conversations and all the groups and all the area, how you can post files, how you can do such things. Okay, now channels you can create for the different purpose. There are a lot of ideas have been given here. That means for the class meetings, for the projects, for the breakout rooms, for the field trips, for the students, like social, like students social meetings, because you wanted to create a channel where the students can have the student can introduce each other, right? You can also have one of the good important example is office hour. You don't want, if any student is facing any technical issue, they can go in maths channel and post it. Okay, maths teacher, I'm facing some problem in Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom. You wanted to create a separate channels, like something like your office hour. Let's say your classes goes from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, but a extra support parents also required in this pandemic situation. So as a school, if you have taken an initiative that for the next one month or next 2 months, we will have an office hour every day. Okay, so what is the relevance of this office hour? The relevance of this office hour is, during this 1 hour time, the set of parents can come and they can learn from this. They can come, and some IT teams of your school or computer department teachers will be there in this office hour time, and they can troubleshoot the issues. So there are so many possibilities are there when you are using the channels and tabs. Tabs, I explained you the menus. So you can create and put the tabs. Suppose your school is already using some kind of LMS system. You may be having your own LMS system, or you wanted to actually use a same content every time in the classroom, let's say YouTube video or something like that, or some Padlet you wanted to use it, you can add them into the tabs. So tabs can be used for that reasons, right? And there is an option of conducting the meeting inside Teams. You have the calendar option. Within Teams, you can go and create a calendar, and it's not only about the offline discussion we are doing by creating the channels and posting files and sending them the homeworks. This is not the only things which the environment looking for. The environment also looking for, you have a platform where you can conduct an online session also. So this place you can conduct the classes between 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. 50% of the student is in the classroom. There is no timing restriction in these applications. So between 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, the students are there in the classroom. The virtual students are there connected online, and everybody can together. The teachers just have to share the screen, the sharing mechanism, I'll show it to you. And after that, the online students can also watch what teacher is teaching. And the best part is teacher can record the entire session for both online as well as offline students. So calendar features are also involved, is also available inside the Teams. That's why we wanted you to completely explore it, this feature sets. Okay, and it has got a class notebook feature which we will discuss. The class notebook feature is also have the feature of collaborative space, content library, teacher space, and like student space. So teachers can upload the question paper, teachers can update the so many things, lesson planning, things available here which can be made available to the students. So that's why we have choose this learning environment as a team, because it helps me in various aspects. Okay, because whatever kind of learning you wanted to provide to the students, you can always go and provide it. So we'll come and discuss about your ideas. What ideas do you have? But it is right time to go and demonstrate you this tool. Okay, so that tomorrow or afternoon after today's session, you can go and by your own you can do and practice this application. So we'll use some of this kind of tools to explore you the feature sets. So let me just share you the screen once again. I have just stopped sharing. And I have just shared my screen. I'll zoom this so that it will be easily available to you. So teachers who have joined today, they can just see that you can go to office.com, that's a URL, office.com, and enter your 11-year ID and password and sign in. The moment you sign in, you will be able to see all the applications available here. So I am interested right now, out of so many applications, I am interested in Teams. Okay, so let me click on the Teams applications here. So I have clicked on the Teams. I think I need to just close and open the browser once again, because browser was not open from long time. Let me just do that. So you may receive a message on the screen that live event will continue in a moment. So just bear with that. I've just restarted the browser because sometimes from long time I have not opened it. That's why it was created some problems. So let me just So now everything is set. So you all can see that I am a part of a hybrid learning education 3.0. And for you to do the practice, what you should always do is when you go to this page, for you to set up a team. Okay, this is one team which is already available, where you can see this things are already, contents are already uploaded. We have created team which is like this. But for you to create a team, what you should always do is you can click on right hand side, join or create a team. You all have got 2 members selected from each school, right? So what you should do with your peers, you can create a team just to do the practice. Okay. So example, I am a person, I am connected with one of more my colleagues. So I can click on join or create a team just for the practice purpose. I can click on create a team and create a learning environment. So there are different methods will display to your screen that what kind of learning environment you want to create. So I wanted to create a classroom learning environment. So select a classroom environment, give a name here. Okay, what kind of classroom you wanted to create. So example, I'm creating grade 5. Okay, grade 5 hybrid learning. Okay, and hit on next. So what happened? My team is getting created. That means my team is ready. I can add the members. So it is asking whether you want to add a teacher into this team or a student into this team. So by default, I am a teacher because I have created this team. Okay, I wanted to add my co-teacher as a student. So let me just add my co-teacher here as a student. So I can just hit on this search bar, and on the search bar, I can go and type the initial name. Example, I will type here PAPP PU Pappu Kumar, and just I click on add. So what happened? One student I have added. Next student I wanted to add it. I can just go and type it here. The next student name. Just a first name, if I put it, it will just search in from the record which was the student. The second name has been added, and that's all. Now once it has been added, I can click on the close button. So what happened? You can see that one team has been created for you, having one channels created, general. Okay. Now I can customize my grade 5 as I wanted. There are some fields which I told you, class notebook, assignment, grades, insight, features are available to you. I'll explain you about insights and other things. But right now, let's say grade 5 has been created. Now, just to have the right channels for my learning environment, where my offline and online students can actually learn each other. So I can create an environment here, something called channel name 01. First channel is English. And I'll just say privacy is standard. One is the private, which I explained you. Privacy is standard, and click on next. Likewise, I can go ahead and 3 dot next to the class name, you have the option of adding the channels, and you can always go and add the other channels here, maths, and click on add. And last channel, as per my classroom environment, I wanted to create here something called fun area. Okay, I just wanted to have a funny corner here where my students can learn from each other. So this is the fun area. So these channels are created for me. Okay, I can design my classes as per that. Now inside English, what are the things are there? If I click on English, it shows me post tab, file tabs, notes tab. Inside maths, again post tab, files tab, maths tab, but nothing has been posted right now. Fun area, nothing has been posted. So if I post something inside the fun area, let me, hello students, okay, hello students, there is nothing going to be changed into my other. Fun area has got my post, hello students, but English and maths area, I don't have anything here, because this is separate channels has been created where the communication can be posted. So when a teacher is teaching, after they complete the things, they can also post the resource materials and the relevant content into these places. And suppose something they wanted the students to always go and look into it. Example, yesterday we have seen the example of Padlet, right? We have seen the example of Padlet. So if I go to my browser and search for the Padlet, Padlet, just giving example here, padlet.com, log in with the Microsoft account. And because it's a default account, so it is allowing me to sign in. And I have got example, this has one of the Padlet here. This Padlet, if I click on share, copy the link, this link I can go and add it here also. I can click on the plus, small plus icon is there. Using that, I can go and add multiple website, multiple tabs, which my classroom is frequently using. Example, yesterday we have showed you the example of everyday birthday wishes. So birthday Padlet, example. So I can go and click on the website and create a tab name itself as a something like daily or current affairs. Just to give an example, current affairs. Okay, URL, paste it and click on save. What happened inside general, I have created one more tab called current affairs, which my student don't have to go to the browser to open it. It is getting open inside my Teams directly. Okay, it is getting open in the Teams directly. So that's the power of tabs. Okay, These tabs, you can always use it to create the relevant topics like this. So current affair I have created. Same way, I can click on plus, any file, any timetable which is important or relevant for me. Example, I go to my home page, and let's say I am going to my OneDrive. This is what my OneDrive logo look like. What is OneDrive? You all know about Google Drive, where Google Drive is a place where you upload the photos and videos when you don't want to store on your pen drives, right? Because cloud, if you store, you can access it anytime, any place, anywhere. Likewise, Microsoft has got a OneDrive where every teacher is getting 1000 GB of online storage. Okay, so if I click on this OneDrive, I may be having some files here. Just giving example. So let's say in the grade 5, I have got one file uploaded here already. That's what kind of file it is. Okay, this file is showing me about that timetable, right? This file is the timetable file. So what I can do in this situation is, this is the timetable sheet where it is showing me the different times, and it's showing me the different subjects which a teacher is teaching. What a class teachers can do, class teacher can have this kind of timetable sheet which can be changing every day, right? But how it can be controlled? So this is one of the idea I'm just giving it to you. When you have this kind of timetable sheet, and you have every session has got a link to click and join. Okay, let's say you have maintained that in this Excel sheet. I'm just giving example how. I'm just giving the example how. Let's say you have got 9 o'clock to 9:45. Here the subject is called General Knowledge, GK. Now, if a person clicks on GK, I can actually go and make a link here of GK Classroom, which is already I have created. I can make a link. My GK Classroom has been created here. Okay, GK class has been created. Now, this information, how I can share in my classroom. So there's an option of clicking on the share button. Using the share button, I can copy the link by putting some kind of restriction I wanted. I don't want this link to be edited, neither I want them to be downloading. Just copy the link of this Excel sheet or something like that, or I can go to my Teams and click on the plus sign in my Teams, which I told you, adding tabs, website, and there also I'm just showing you the example of timetable for grade 5. Paste the URL and save it. Now what will happen with this impact? The timetable is going to open directly inside my Teams, and this is made always available to my students. Now tomorrow the students can go to the Teams and they can see that, okay, timetable is this. Click on this and they are part of the classroom. Click on this link, they are part of the classroom. It's become very simple for them on everyday basis to go and click on this link, and because this is customized by the class teacher. And tomorrow there is some changes. What a class teacher is doing, class teacher is doing the changes here itself. Example, this day, Tuesday, it has been declared as a holiday, right? So it has been declared as a holiday. So I'm just going to copy the holiday part everywhere, or I can also merge it also in case it is required. Okay, I'm just merging it. Tuesday is the holiday, and coloring it with the red color or something like this, whatever I feel to. And the font color also I can change it from this, right? Let's say Tuesday is the holiday because of some reason. The class teacher has updated where? In the Excel sheet. Now, if you go to the classroom of the team, it is automatically reflecting here because the same Excel sheet I have embedded inside my Teams. You know the integration, how it is happening now. So whatever you are uploading and doing the changes, it is updating in that this thing. So what happened when your offline student is also there, online student is also there, they can also get a customized experience of the classroom, how you wanted them to feel in that way. Okay, so this is how I was talking to you about set up a learning environment. So it is your task now to create with your colleagues, go to the teams and create a team, whichever class you are conducting, create a team and start exploring as much as possible. You can start creating the channels first and start working on the tabs, so that under in general these many tabs are there. Okay, under English the separate tabs will be there. These two tabs are there. I can create a tabs for the English where the multilingual capability or immersive reading experience can happen. That kind of things can be done by clicking on the plus icon. So that is the best part of creating into the plus sign. Okay, now after this, after we created this kind of teams and all such things, let us, once the learning environment we have created, we know that the students are already part of this. If I go to the members, I see there are 2 members are there, right? 2 members are there in this team. I can tag it also. I can say this is online student, just giving example, and this is my face to face student. So I can easily come to know who is my online student, who is my face to face student. This tag is very helpful, which you can customize and create it also. So you have the complete control of your classroom. You want to remove, you can remove. You want to add new admissions, you can add into it. So it is creating an environment, connected environment, which your students are already going to enjoy for the full year, because it's very simple for them to understand. The environment setup is important by the teacher. Okay, that's the one thing which I wanted to focus here. Okay, now let me just go back here and click on some of the team which I have already created. That part, okay, anyways, this is the team which is already there for you. I'll go back here and let me just reshare my presentation screen. Okay, so you have gone to this place and we have seen that, okay, how the setups can be done. Let me make the entire screen visible to you so that it is relevant. Okay, the entire desktop will be visible by now, and we are going to the page of, yes, that's great. I think one of the educator who is trying, they have also added me into English class 9. That's really wonderful. And they have also created some kind of channels here. Okay, very quickly. So I can see that I have been added to the different teams here. Very fast. This is what I wanted you to do it. If parallelly is possible, you can do it, but take your time also to complete this kind of things. Create a teams, and you can also add me as a member there. Events ID, you can add it. You can add Prashant ID, Prashant Jha. You can search it out. You can add me, and you can give me the homeworks, assignments, whatever you wanted to do it. You can always do it. Okay. Now one more important area is, which I will explain it little later, about the calendar. There is an option of calendar where you can have the option of scheduling a meeting. But right now, this meeting scheduling option is disabled for everybody. Okay, so this part I'll be explaining it on third day, that is tomorrow. Right now we have disabled it because yesterday we had some kind of problem, because many people are don't aware about these things. So that's the reason we have not explained it. Okay, so let us understand these things a little later about the calendar portion of it. Okay, so now let us go back to next thing, class community. So what is class community now? Okay, now example, I'm just going and changing the changing because many people are doing the things. So I can go and so class community is something where you have to build out the real-time relationship with the student. Yesterday I was talking you with the example about the relationships. Let me just stop the system sound so it will be not be a problem for you. Yes, now the sound should not be the problem. So class community is the place where I was telling you yesterday we have to build a relationship with my student. So how to build up the relationship with my students, so that we have to make sure the students are safe. Emotionally safe is important, and we can connect, and student can connect with each other. Okay, how we can do that? So for that, we can again use the post option where we can actually, like normally in your school, what you do, you used to connect them by day-to-day interaction, conversation, dialogues, and questions you are asking. Same things you can ask it here also using the post tab, and in the online meetings also. So students can, like how in the normal classrooms they are raising the hand, same way here also in the meeting, normal team meetings has the feature set of raising the hand. Currently we are in the live meeting, so we don't have the features like that, but normal classes has got the features for that. So class community, we will, how to build up the class community, there are many methods are there, inside team, outside team. So one method is the post and announcement, chat and activity, meeting, class notebook, forms, streams, Flipgrid, Sway, Wakelet. These kind of tools we are going to use it to show you that how best you can make a relationship between the student and the student. Okay, so let me just show you with this example how we can actually do this kind of setups for both fostering the synchronous and asynchronous learning. Okay, so Flipgrid is also a big, good, important tool, and we will use some of this kind of tools today. And we will also use the Reflect application today, because Reflect application is an important application. I just wanted to this video I will share you later, but I will explain you about the Reflect application in a moment, where you can understand about the emotional requirement, emotional needs of the student. Okay, so that is the Reflect application we'll show you today. Okay, how you can build up the class community. Flipgrid is application where, example, many students are there in the classroom. You wanted to know what they're feeling, how's their emotional connect. You wanted them to show them in the video responses. Like yesterday, in the team, I posted a message, introduce yourself. Everybody has posted. I have gone and seen almost 600 to 700 responses. But many people wanted to see them personally over the face and wanted to see them what the response my students are having it. Okay, so important facts about them, important knowledge about them, what subject they are teaching. I wanted to know that. How I can do it? I can create a Flipgrid and I can ask you to record a video, short video, where I can set up a timing 30 seconds for each teacher. What will happen? You will get a 30-second time to record your video. You know that you have to tell your name, you have to know that you have to tell your subject, and how you can actually, the name, subject, and school name. If you are going to create and submit a video, what will happen as a teacher or as an entire classroom? We all can see you each. We can all can see your responses. We can understand about you. Okay, and we can also, that will be very interactive things, because physical presence is always important. So Flipgrid will be helping us for that. So today we will go to the second activity to build up the classroom community, to understand their emotional needs, their virtual appearance, and also their emotions and the datas also. Example, we wanted to know their medical records, we wanted to know their interest area, we wanted to do so many things we wanted to collect right now in the virtual systems. Okay, so how fast we can collect it before the class starts or during the class starts, because we may have to ask for the interest, hobby, parents' requirements, and such things, right? So these things, let us do a second activity right now quickly to demonstrate the process to you. So I'm going to share my screen 1 second to explain you the process. I am in the Teams right now. You all have seen that. Okay, you can see this. What has happened quickly? Okay, how many teams has been created? That's really awesome. I'm really enjoying this because teachers are working with me, and they're also creating the classes, and they were enjoying with the screen classes. That's great. So teachers who are not able to do it also, they can do it a little later. Now, let us use some of the applications, relevant applications right now. So I am going to grade 5 with my class which I prepared. You can also go to your classes, and just to have the proper setup of my application, like to know about my student, first application is post application. So in the post, I can always go and post about something here that which we have done yesterday, right? This is one of the method. Introduce yourself, and my students can actually have the option to reply back. That's the one method of communication, right? That's the one method of communication. Likewise, when we go to the new conversation, I always have, there are so many apps are there. I can always go and search for my application. Let me just add it for you. So first of all, you have to see that whether which all options are coming when you are posting something. You are able to see that some first option is showing as the format. Using the format, you can make some announcement. Okay, that's one of the area where you can post a announcement here. Example, your announcement is tomorrow is our, okay, or something like this. Some relevant topic. I'll just choose it here. Example, happy children Happy Children's Day to all student of my school. I can post here some kind of cards. Example, I have got some cards, I can attach it. There is options always available for me to attach from my computer, okay, or from my laptop. I can go and always attach it. So once I can attach these cards, what is going to happen? Once the things are been done, I can always go and click on my send option. 1 second, just hold on. Just for the time being, if normally you are getting a lot of notifications or something like this, you always have the option of disabling the notification. Okay, so that you can always go and enable it so that you will not get a lot of notification when you are working on it. So there are some things available here. For the chat, you don't want the notification. Okay, so that settings you can always go it and do it. So it will take some time for the settings to save, so I just skipping it right now, and I can go and change the background of my announcement, and once this entire things are done, I can click on send. So what happened, I am posting right now, but it is posting as an announcement right now. This, anything I posting, I have the option of editing this, I have the option of deleting this. Such options are there, immersive readers and all such things are there. But what are the options are there down? And making an announcement, making attachment, emojis, and all such things are there. But where is the option available for me to add some more application here when I'm posting something? So that is available if you click on more applications and you try to search the application which is the name as Reflect. Reflect is the application which helps you in social and emotional learning of a student. Okay, so you can always go and from this tab also you can go and click on more apps. Now, when I click on more apps, I can go and add the Reflect applications. I'll just show you the example. I think I should go to the more apps only to show you the Reflects. So okay. Now, Reflect application works like this. Example, you can go to always the new conversation in your classes and hit on the option which is looking like a small heart. Okay, a small heart. So I'll just tell you, today's session we may go 5 minutes extended. Okay, so that you have to cooperate with me. Okay, 5 minutes will take more. If 5:35 is going to end. So now for Reflect application, you need to click here and click on this Reflect icon. If it is not available to you, you can manually go and click on more apps here and search for the Reflect apps. By clicking on the more apps, it will take you to the page where so many apps are available which has been hosted in the Teams platform, right? So you can see there's so many applications are available here, which is hosted on the Teams platform. YouTube, Praise, Jira, Cloud. There are so many applications which is integrated inside it. Okay, so many examination applications, Mentometer, your Flipgrid. You have got Zoom applications. So many applications are inside your Teams directly. You just have to go and add it. So if you search for the application in the category of education, you will get a lot of relevant applications. Okay, so once you go and add the application, like Reflect or some kind of application, when you're going to add it here, it will start reflecting to your Teams. Okay, now example, in my case, I have already added. So when I go and create any new conversation here, I am going to create a new conversation here. It show me that by default that option is available here, right? It shows me the option is already available. So let me just show you that also. This is the feature. I click on the Reflect. Small icon is going to open. Yep. And now I can ask a question in my classroom about their feeling. That means, how are you feeling today? Or there are so many set of questions are there which is helping me to understand how emotional and how social the student is. And I can observe their responses for the 1 week time. I'm just giving a simple example. Today, let's say I have a class. I can post a reflect on all of you. Let's say today you all will give the responses that okay, you can give the responses, you cannot type the response. You can use the emojis to provide your reactions. Example, I'm just putting here how you are feeling today. Privacy, I can just choose only educator can see the student response. Educator can see the student names, reflection, and classmates won't see anything. In the first example, classmates can also see the reflection of the classroom. Okay, so I can just choose the condition how I want it. Duration for this reflect is 1 week. That means every day I wanted my students to come and how they are feeling today. Let them answer by choosing these reactions. Okay, this is the emojis for them. This is a very good practice, and it is helping a lot of educators to understand the student's requirement, student needs. So 1 week I have given, I can click on send. So feeling part, and overall, how do you feel this week for you? How your friends feel today? How do you think your classmates are feeling right now? How you feel that your ability to succeed in the classrooms? Such kind of goal-based questions and such things. Okay. And after that you can click on send. Once you send, what will happen, your reflect is going to be appear on that emotional classroom channels, and when the students will go and select which reflect they wanted to, they just have to hit on this. And what will happen later, when a teacher is going to click on explore, they can see all the responses of the students, and they understand what is the requirement of my classroom, what is the requirement of the student in my classes. So example, there I can just go and explore it out. What is the response which is coming from my classroom? So that's the first response is coming from Pappu Kumar. I can go and click on it, and I can see this. What is the why here? What is been given here? What kind of reactions he is trying to doing it? Okay, so this is the things which is done in the Reflect application. I can hide the student name also, that is also the possibilities are there. And while creating, I can also choose which emotions is relevant. Okay, I'll just click on done. So you have to give a try on implementing this reflect and see the responses by your own. This can be put in a separate channel where the online students reflect. You will be able to monitor it. Every week you can have a different kind of question repeated, and you can see what is the response of the classes. Not only you, your coordinators can actually also log in, and they can see that how the classroom response is going on. That you can always give a report to your management, to your things, by seeing the emotions, what they're feeling. Because they will also not write anything with the emojis. They can just click on it and they can just express their emotions, right? That's one of the things which is there in the reflect. Now, after reflect, you have what other application you have got here is, if you go to this office.com, the home page, let me just close this OneDrive. I close this timetable applications and other thing. Now, when I come to this office application, I am getting some other topics here, some other application which can helpful for me in setting up this reflects. So example, Flipgrid for classroom community. Flipgrid is application which can be helpful for you to conduct. Okay, one more thing I missed out. Before I go to the Flipgrid, I want to inform you, which will have a topic detail on the lesson designing elements part time. One thing which is the newly thing activated in the Teams is the feature of Viva. Okay, so the feature of Viva has been added here. Viva Learning. This is new for everybody. Okay, Viva Learning is a place which is creating a learning management system for inside a team. It gives the student what video is relevant for them, what is the suggested videos for them. Viva Learning is a complete comprehensive learning management module which is developed by which is part of a team directly. Viva Learning is a part of Microsoft thing. Okay, so Viva Learning we are going to talk in the coming session. Very important topic, and it will give an automatic suggestion to the student that what video they should watch. Okay, and what kind of learning they should do it. It's a very good AI based platform. Now Flipgrid, this is the page of Flipgrid. When you go to the Google and just type it here, Flipgrid, you will be able to log into the Flipgrid. It is asking you to educators sign up. Don't do the sign up here, because you don't have to click on sign up. You don't have to register yourself because you already have got the ID and password. Click on straight away login. Okay. The moment you click on straight away login, it will ask you which account you want to use it. Choose the Microsoft account and enter your ID and password. So example, my ID and password was already entered. I have entered, and it may ask me to fill up a quick registration form, quick suggestion form. So example, the first name it is asking me. So I'm just putting here Prashant, last name JHA, date of birth 01012, and country India, community. Okay, so which community you belongs to, that you can choose it from. So example, my community is technology instruction. You can choose the right community which you are dealing with. Example, you are a teacher of 5 to 10. What is the advantages? You are getting a lot of contents from Flipgrid for your classroom based on the category which you are choosing for. Okay, so choose the right community and create a short form fill up from Flipgrid. Once you've done the Flipgrid creation, it is very simple. There's a two thumb rules are there. Create a group and create a topic. Okay, so in Flipgrid, I am going to create a group here. You can create your group of your classroom. I'm just creating a group here. Hybrid learning educators, November 2021 batch. I'm just giving a and I wanted those people who use this thing, they should all use the ID as lavenier.cc to log into this, to view this batch. I have given the rule. Your school must be having your own domain. Example, you must be having davschool.com or whatever it is. So you have to use that as a synonyms for your school if you wanted your students to go and submit the response. Okay. So once you put the domain or @gmail.com, @outlook.com. So which one you want to allow, only they should be able to access this group. But @ is important. So my rule has been set, group is ready. Inside that I have already automatically got a topic here created. Hello, I am so and so. I can create a new topic also. The topic name, I am putting it here. Introduce yourself. Okay. Now description. I am going to put a description here. Introduce yourself, your subject, and your school. Okay, let's say this is a common thing. I wanted to provide it. Topic media, I can record my own video. I can attach any relevant video, and recording time I wanted to give it for 30 seconds per teacher. I can click on save to group. My work is done. Topic is ready. This is the link. I copy the link, automatic generates. If you're not able to copy that time, later also you can go and click on the share icon and you will be able to get a link for your topic. This topic has to be shared with your students. What will happen, the moment they get this link, they will be able to start recording the response. Example, they paste this link here and click on enter. What will happen, I'll just show you. It will ask first to, introduce yourself and add a response. This camera icon will be automatically come to them. They don't have to worry about anything. Teacher has created topic for them and students just have the option of add response. They click on add response, the camera gets open and they get a 30 seconds of time to record the responses. So what happened? During this 30 seconds, they can say, hi, my name is Prashant, I am teaching English and from DAV Public School. Okay, so I'll just use this camera icon and this is on the top, you can see 30-second time and I can click on the center button, record. I have lot of effect, like you have used the Instagram and lot of effects are there for the education requirement. You can choose the white mode, board right next side of the things. You have the boards available here. Okay. So anything you wanted, you can choose it from this kind of things. Backdrops can be also possible. After boards, you can also have the pen and you can write it here also by choosing the right color. Let's say the pen color I'm just choosing here is red. So I can write it Okay, and I can click on record. So 3, 2, 1, the recording will start. So I'll say, hi, my name is Prashant, and I am an English teacher from this particular school. Once it is done, okay, sorry, something went wrong. I'll re-record. 3, 2, 1. On the top, you can see the time is going out, 30 seconds. Within this time only I have to record. Hi, my name is Prashant. If you continue, please completely quit the browser. Okay, maybe in my browser I have restricted this application. That's why it's creating problem. Otherwise, the process remains same. Okay, this kind of problem will not come. This is coming only because my browser has got the restriction. So when you go for the 3, 2, 1 count in the Ignito mode, the recording can be completed and click on the next option. So next option, you can also upload the selfie, take a selfie or upload any image, and finally click on the submit the video. Your video will get submitted and it will be uploaded on the Flipgrid for the teachers to review it. Now teacher has got 30 students in the classroom. All 30 videos will be available, and these video teacher can link in the tabs. In the tabs, you have seen the option of adding the video, adding the new tab, where you can add all the students' video coming into the thumbnail view, and everybody can actually see the classroom students, what is their hobbies, what they are doing, because you know that just for the formal, you can give a lot of topic to the student, introduce about yourself, tell your hobbies, tell your strength, weakness, tell your goal, ambition, responsibility, such things they can speak, and this will be a good video for a teacher to watch it. Okay, so this has got some camera issue. Okay, just wanted to show you the process. So fundamental rule is go to the Flipgrid, click on first create a quick groups. Okay, after creating groups, provide which email address are only allowed to access this topic, and after that you can have these topics are there. Now you can also create multiple groups you wanted. Okay, I wanted to create a group for nursery class. I can create a group. I can provide the rule again, which accounts is required to use it, and click on create group. My group is ready. I don't have to copy the group link. Remember this. I can just go and create a topic which I wanted for nursery. Let's say sing a rhyme. Anything. You just have to think about it. Sing a rhyme. Let's say it is Baba Black Sheep. You have given them the lyrics, and teacher has self-recorded a video of Baba Black Sheep, given a relevant amount of time, 2 minutes time, and click on save to group. So Flipgrid is a tool which you can copy this link and share with the students, and once the response will come, all the 100 response will be available here. Okay, all the 100 response will be available exactly here. So I'm just allowing my camera. Okay, let me just check whether it is. So that's the part of how the Flipgrids can be used. Today itself, you can create a topic, and you can share the topics with your colleagues, and you ask them to record a video, and let them record a video and share your response. That will give you a lot of insight how you can use the Flipgrid, especially for the preschool and primary school students. The teacher can actually watch how they are singing, how they are dancing, how their physical developments are taking place, how they were jumping, how they are drawing, how they were gripping their pen and pencil, how the entire things you can actually monitor by asking this kind of, giving them the daily activities like this and engaging the students. That's the one thing which you should be able to do it. Okay, and once the Flipgrid part is getting completed, yeah, you can see this Flipgrid part, high educator badge is there, and one of the response I have received here, and I got a response from Santosh Kumar Verma. Why he is able to share the response? Because it has got a join code. He's very fast in getting this join code. What he has done is, Santosh Kumar Verma sir is, he has gone to the Flipgrid homepage, okay, directly on the flipgrid.com, and it is asked the enter a join code. Just entering the join code and clicking on the next will allow him to record the video, because everybody is watching. So this is how he has also recorded the video. Thank you so much, sir, for recording the video. Now I can do one thing. I can also do some kind of privacy setting for this thing. What I can do, I can go to my flipgrid.com once again, click on login, and if I want to put some restriction for my Flipgrid so that the video should not be available for others, only it should be available to me, what I should do, I should go to that particular topic and click on open this topic and click on edit the topic. Once you go to the edit topic, there is something called settings, where there's an option called moderate the videos. That means response can only be seen to the teacher, not to the student. Okay, other students cannot see any responses. It can be only viewed by the teacher. That's a part of moderation. This you can always do it. Setting has got a lot of rules here, which you can always go and explore it, how you can actually go and do it. You can also put a guest password if you want your family or guest member to go and access this Flipgrid without any rules. You can provide a guest password also, 123. So whoever you're giving the link with the 123 password, they will be able to record the video. So such kind of activities are available in the Flipgrid. You can go and explore it. Okay, so that's the Flipgrid, which will help you out in daily engagement and understanding your classroom community, building a proper classroom community for you. Okay, especially dance teacher, music teacher, high school teacher, debate competition, you can name it. You can always go to the Google, and if you are finding some difficulty, you can always go to the Google and search it here in the Google called Flipgrid tools, right? That much if you can Google it. You can go to the image sections, and you have got hundreds of use examples for pre-KG to grade 8. What are the use of Flipgrid? High school, universities, staff, enterprise. So many relevant cases you are going to get, because these all are global applications. You can just go and see that Flipgrid tutorial. Okay, because just a path I have showed you, you can go to the Flipgrid tutorial. You will get this one, getting started Flipgrid blog. So this link I am also going to copy and share with you. So how a teacher can start, they can watch this video slowly, and steps are also given here, how they can do it. This link also I am going to post in the Teams so that it is made available to all of you. So I am going to the hybrid learning education, going to my resources, and under resources I can click on new, paste the link for all of you, making it as a announcement and putting a heading as a learn Flipgrid. And one teacher has told me to use app as a word after everything. So Flipgrid app. So this one is for hybrid learning educator. Okay, try to explore this Flipgrid application. This is very good, relevant application. I have posted the link into the resource part. You can click on this blog and also watch it, how it can be done. Okay, now one last thing is you can go to the forms also. Forms is also available in the Office 365 only, like Flipgrid is not available in the Office 365. So don't go and search it here. Okay, it will not be available in this list of applications. So you can go and search in the flipgrid.com only. Okay, next thing which I told you, like Google Form, you're using it. You must be familiar about how to collect the data. You can go to the forms. This is the forms option will be given here, where you can actually create any new form. I can see the reactions are also started coming. 2 people, 3 people are reacted and watched this things also. That's awesome. You all are very much cooperative and connected here. Thank you very much for that. I'll again go and click on forms here, just to have a better community build up. You wanted to get their information, more information about the student. So you have got new forms always available. So click on new forms. I'm just giving example here by creating any new dummy form. So let's say I'm just creating here something called medical history or medical record. Question number 1, eye vision. Question number 2, I can choose. That's is a choice question or text question or rating question. So I can choose text question, something like, okay, let me just see. Okay, a lot of reactions are coming in. So eye vision, and I will just put here something like dental hygiene. Okay, something more. I can make it which is mandatory, which is not mandatory question, long answer question, short answer question, something like text question, your name, and last question I will create as a choice. Choice in a sense, which class. So example, I am creating just for the timing, grade 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 class I created only. So I want them to choose out of these 3 classes. I can also create a lot of questions here. There's a different types of question is there. Like file upload. I can create something here, something like medical prescription. So what will happen? The student has to upload the medical thing also. Medical prescription. Number of file, how much they can upload? 3 files. Okay. And once I create this kind of questions, I can always make it right order however I want it, and later I can share this link. There's option of sharing it. So you can click on the share this link, short the URL, and you can copy this link, and also you can share in the Teams. You can actually click on the reply and you can post this link here, right? That means the form links you can always go and post in the classroom. But medical history or something like information classroom requirements, you wanted to get it from the students, you can also post it for the daily purpose. You can also post these things into the Teams by adding as a channel. So you have seen that this is the team. And now yesterday I have created one team here called hybrid learning education, and I can click on the plus icon, and again I can also click here and click on the add tab, and I can add a tab as a form itself. That also you can do it. Okay, suppose every day you wanted to know how's their health, parents consent or something like this, you can also add as a tab. That also option has been given, or you can directly add the form. So let's say I'm creating as a website, and I can just choose here in the website directly. Sorry, the URL is itself as a website, and URL as a form URL, and tab name itself I will say daily health record checkup or daily feedback of the session. Let's say you have created a feedback form. After every day, it is mandatory for the student to tell how was their online class, how was their offline class. That also you can create, and you can click on save. What will happen? The form will be always available inside the channel.